Did you know that there are estimated over 600,000 print-on-demand shops on Etsy? That means that if you're selling the same mugs, t-shirts, and hoodies as everybody else, well, you could possibly be in a sea of sellers all fighting for the same customers. But in this two-part mini-series, I'm going to give you 9 powerful ways to stand out from that competition. And 4 of these strategies are ones that I have personally tested, and let me tell you, they made me a lot of money. Within today's video, part 1, we are going to go through the first 4 that I personally tried and tested myself. And in next week's video, we will dive into the 5 remaining unique ideas that the EverBee team came up with to help you skyrocket your print-on-demand sales in 2025. Let's start by getting into unique tip number 1. Number 1 is personalization is the cheat code. If you take nothing else from this video, please take this one tip. Personalization is the fastest way to stand out on Etsy. Why? Because Etsy literally prioritizes personalized products in search results since they know that those products convert way better than generic ones. But here's the mistake that I've seen over and over. Most sellers stop at just adding a name. Most new Etsy sellers hear personalization and immediately think, okay, I'll just slap a name on this and call it a day. But customers today expect so much more than that. And if you can think beyond just adding a name, you'll instantly differentiate yourself from 95% of the competition. Instead, let's work together to go a little bit deeper with true personalization. Things that create emotional connections and make the product feel truly one of a kind. Here are some next level personalization ideas for you guys. The first one is going to be handwriting engravings. This one is huge. Take a handwritten note from a loved one and engraving it onto jewelry, keychains, or wooden gifts is deeply sentimental and makes the product priceless to the customer. A simple "I love you" in someone's late grandfather's handwriting, that's the kind of things people are willing to pay a premium for. Think also art-generated portraits. Instead of a generic photo print with a name, offer custom drawn portraits in a unique style. Think cartoon family portraits, watercolor pet illustrations, or even vintage style line drawings. These make for high-ticket, highly shareable products that stand out in the personalized gift market. Some others could include pet portraits, significant dates, home addresses, and cardinal locations. And here's exactly how to make sure personalization converts. I would highly recommend utilizing the words custom, customized, customizable, personalized, personalizable, etc. in your listing title. Etsy shoppers often filter by personalized products when searching. So if your title doesn't include these keywords, you might already be missing out on free search visibility. I also recommend showing personalization in your first thumbnail photo. Customers need to see that this is a customizable product instantly. Using mock-ups of real customer images showing different personalization options is going to set you apart from other competitors who might just have a lifestyle mock-up. But please remember, it is against Etsy's policies from summer of 2024 to have your first thumbnail image be something like your name here or your text here. The second thing you can do to make sure these convert is leverage emotional marketing. Your listing description should emphasize how the product will make the customer feel. Instead of saying, "This necklace can be engraved with a name," say something like, "Imagine gifting your mom a necklace with your childhood handwriting, engraved forever, a keepsake she'll cherish for years." Print on demand unique tip number 2 is use all over printing for standout designs. Again, this is something that I actively did in my own shop for many years. Most POD sellers slap a tiny design on the front of a t-shirt, kind of like right here, and call it a day. But the reality is shoppers are drawn to bold, full coverage designs. That is actually why I am currently wearing this shirt today. It is a combination of like the coquette rhinestone cowgirl kind of view from last year, and it has little bows, if you guys can see it, literally all the way around. So that is the reason I'm wearing this today, to prove that people love buying that all over print aesthetic. The more visual impact that your product has, the more likely it is to stop the scroll, stand out in Etsy search, and lead to higher conversion rates. All over printing, or what we like to call AOP, is one of the best ways to differentiate your shop and your listings and be able to charge premium prices while making your products look high-end and unique. Here's some reasons why I believe all over printing is a game changer. There's more design space, which equals more creativity opportunities. Instead of being limited to a small logo or a graphic that covers about this much of your shirt, AOP allows you to print edge to edge across the entire garment. Think seamless patterns, gradient fades, and intricate designs that can't usually be replicated with standard printing. This also has a higher perceived value, which could equal bigger profits for you. Now keep in mind, AOP, if you are a print-on-demand seller, does usually cost more, just a little bit more, but you will have to pay for different places of where the design is going to go. However, multiple print-on-demand sellers have an entire category for all over print. So those are kind of like what you see price is what you get. But since these feel and look more premium to the buyer, this allows you to also be able to charge $15 to $25 more per item compared to standard prints. Another reason is there's less competition, which could mean more visibility for you. The majority of Etsy POD sellers don't use AOP because they stick to basic print placements. This means there's way less saturation in this category. There's also a viral potential. Some of the most viral apparel trends over the past year, like retro, Y2K patterns, and custom pet face clothing, are all over print that pop up on social media and viral videos. So if you want to start incorporating AOP into your shop, these are some high demand, low competition items that I found. All over print hoodies, sweatshirts, joggers, leggings, bomber jackets, tote bags, and bucket hats. And here's exactly how to make your AOP product stand out from, again, the small competition. Number one is you want to create seamless repeating patterns. AOP works best when the design flows naturally along the product. If your pattern is choppy or misaligned, it can actually ruin the look and make it unsellable. So you want to use seamless pattern tools like things in Photoshop, Canva, or even Procreate to create a continuous, non-repeating design. Then you want to test scale and placement within your print-on-demand provider to ensure your design looks good from all angles, front, back, sleeves. Number two is you want to show off the full design in mockups. Etsy shoppers need to see how your AOP actually looks on a person, not just on a flat lay mockup. Use mockups that also show full body views to display the complete pattern. If possible, I recommend ordering samples and taking lifestyle photos to make your listing truly pop. Print-on-demand unique tip number three is to stay ahead of trends. I want you to stop copying what you see on Etsy and watch these places instead. If you're only watching Etsy trends, unfortunately, you're already too late. The biggest mistake that Etsy sellers seem to make is only looking at what's trending on Etsy itself right now. But by the time a trend has gone viral there, it's already oversaturated. The real move for smart sellers is spotting trends before they explode and getting ahead of that competition. So instead of copying what's already selling, you need to watch where the trends actually start. Let's break down exactly where you should be looking together. Number one is going to be Pinterest for early trend detection. Pinterest is a visual search engine, which means people are pinning inspiration for future purchases before they even start shopping. Trends usually show up on Pinterest 6 to 12 months before they peak on Etsy, giving you a head start. I would recommend searching Pinterest for your niche plus the current year to see trending styles. Here's an example: minimalist wedding decor 2025 or cottagecore fashion 2025. The second place is going to be TikTok because this is fast-paced viral trends where they really start and take off. TikTok drives a massive product trend. Think about like the Stanley Cup craze last year. Certain product types explode because of these unboxing videos, hauls, or aesthetic setup videos. Trending colors, fonts, and aesthetics on TikTok often also predict bestsellers on Etsy. So I recommend spending 10 to 15 minutes a week minimum scrolling through TikTok, looking up Etsy finds, small business check, TikTok made me buy it, Amazon made me buy it, etc., and also using niche-specific hashtags to see what's gaining traction in your actual space. The third and final place is Urban Outfitters, Target, places like that. You want to do retail trend spotting because big retailers spend millions of dollars a year on market research alone. Watching their new arrivals or what's on the horizon for their new arrivals can tell you what's about to go mainstream. If a style, print, or product shows up at Urban Outfitters, expect Etsy shoppers to start searching for custom indie versions soon after. Target's seasonal home decor and apparel often also set the tone for upcoming Etsy trends. Something that you might see on a vase, for example, in Target might be something that's going to move over to Etsy sweatshirts, believe it or not. If you don't believe me, look at your local Target right now, then look at Etsy in 3 months. Trust me, I've done this for many years. Last but not least, for our fourth print-on-demand unique tip for this part one of our two-part mini-series is something that I did, I want to say January through April of 2024, so just about a year ago. I want you to take your own mock-ups for a standout storefront. Etsy buyers trust real lifestyle images over stock photos 10 times out of 10, especially AI generated. I really hate those. If your shop is relying on generic, overused mock-ups from your print-on-demand provider, or if you are using the same old mock-ups that everybody else is using that they bought from that one Etsy seller a year ago, you're blending in with thousands of other sellers no matter what you're selling. The easiest way to instantly stand out and increase conversions is to take your own product mock-ups. Now, this doesn't mean you need to become a professional photographer. You just need a few simple tweaks that can make a huge difference in how shoppers perceive your brand. Custom mock-ups build trust instantly. When shoppers see a real product in use, they're more likely to believe in its quality and make a purchase. They also make your listings unique. Etsy is flooded with sellers using the same default mock-ups from Printify, Printful, and other POD platforms, and again, that one shop that we all know about. But when you create your own, your shop stands out in search results. It also helps boost conversion rates overall. Well-lit, lifestyle-focused images can increase customer confidence, leading to higher click-through rates and more sales. And it also, by the way, kind of makes it look like you handmade the item. So here are some tips on how to take your own product mock-ups. Number one is I recommend ordering samples of your current best sellers or any product that you're selling. You don't need multiple versions of the product, just one of them and deliver it to your house. If you sell print-on-demand products, order at least one sample of all of these and then photograph the real texture and color accuracy of the product. Show true-to-life sizing and scale for customers, and then create a cohesive brand aesthetic for your Etsy shop by doing so. I also, of course, number two is recommend utilizing natural lighting for better photos, or if you're like me and you use a skybox light for your videos, that's a perfect place as well. Shoot near a window or outdoors because natural light or skybox soft lighting is going to make colors pop and feel more authentic. I want you to use a clean, neutralized background. Clutter-free images put the focus on the product, not the things around it. And also, if you don't want to take the photos yourself, you can always hire a UGC creator, which is user-generated content creator, to take lifestyle shots for you. This is an easy way to get high-quality images without DIYing everything, and it will be totally worth the business expense. Again, also, you want to make sure, number three, that you are creating mock-ups that match your brand. Etsy shops that have a consistent photo style just overall look more professional. So use the same background, props, or color palette in all of your mock-ups. You can add also subtle branding elements like custom tissue paper or a small logo tag in the shot. Show the product from different angles to give buyers a full visual of what they're getting. And if you have the ability to utilize models within your area, if you can take that shirt and put it on multiple different models, it will show what it will actually look like on that person. So I did this last year, for example, with me being a size medium, one of my girlfriends having red short hair being a size large, and we know what I'm saying. And then I also had my 6'7" husband and my best friend's husband, who's a little bit stockier and wider build, try on the exact same shirt in their respective sizes. And that, first of all, helped me sell mock-ups because no one else was doing that. But it also helped me sell the shirts because someone could actually visualize what their body type would look like in that shirt. As I mentioned, I have personally tested all 4 of these unique print-on-demand tips in my own shops in the past. And I know multiple other sellers who use these in their daily marketing and sales strategies. Some of the top sellers on Etsy, and just the top sellers in e-commerce in general, are using these 4 exact strategies to jump ahead of the competition time and time again, no matter what their niche is, no matter what time of year they launch a listing. And it's because they are consciously doing things that help them break out of the norm of oversaturated copy and paste print-on-demand designs and actually treat their shops like a full-fledged business, because in the end, that's what it is. But these are only the tip of the iceberg. Next week, we're going to get even deeper into 5 additional tips for you to stand out in POD that I am 99% sure you haven't thought of yourself. So if you want to be one of the first to gain access to the 5 additional unique tips video, drop me in the comments and I will personally tag you once the new video is live. And while you're waiting for that one to drop, go ahead and check out this video where I go over some trending and less saturated Mother's Day items next.